Hi, welcome back to the kitchen. It's cooking time with Kim. And you know what? Sometimes we do feel just like my apron says, like a hot mess. You get busy with your everyday life. You've got children at home. You may be working outside of the home. You've got all of the different things in your life that you have to fit into one great big schedule. And then somebody says, I'm hungry. And that inevitable question about what's for dinner pops into your head. And I'm telling you, when our kids were home and the house was busy with different activities between everybody working different jobs and sporting events and school events, if somebody asked me what was for dinner during the middle of the day, I could literally turn beet red and go crazy. So I really love that I have Pampered Chef in my life and all of the right tools to help those decisions so much easier. Even better, I'm really glad that I get to be your consultant and bring you the solutions to your family table. Because one of the best things that happened when I became a Pampered Chef consultant is I was able to stay home and work my full-time business alongside my busy family and make sure that we always had a chance to have a dinner together every single day. So here's one of the ones that will just rock your socks off. We're going to be making chicken teriyaki and rice, all in the pressure cooker. So if you just got home and somebody was screaming, I'm hungry, and you're thinking the last thing that you need to think about is what's for dinner, don't run to the takeout. Don't run to the telephone. Just run to the freezer, and even if this was frozen chicken, you can make this recipe that I'm making right now. Now, I have fresh chicken because I just got home from the grocery store. So if this was frozen chicken, I want you to add 2 to 3 minutes to the cooking time. That's right, only 2 to 3 minutes. Because when you pressure cook, the intense heat from the steam is what cooks and finishes that meal and tenderizes the meat. It makes everything so absolutely delicious. So let's get started. I'm going to pop open my lid, and inside, one of the things that I have in here is my accessory, my ceramic pot, and we're going to be using that today for the rice on top of the chicken, because everything is going to get cooked in the same pot at the exact same time. Now, the recipe doesn't call to sear the meat, but I like to do that a little bit ahead of time just because it adds a little bit of browning to it. So I'm going to grab my oil. I'm going to use a little wee bit of avocado oil here, just a touch, just a little wee drop like that. And we're going to turn this on to sear. And all of your functions are right here on the display. So you just have to turn it to the one that you want. I'm on sear, and I'm going to press start. So that's going to start to heat up a little wee bit so that I can brown the chicken just a little bit. And you don't have to do that with this recipe or any of the recipes. It's really a preference to me and my family. So if you like to have a little bit of a brown finish to your chicken or a little bit of a crisp, absolutely use that sear function. So while that's heating up, in my bowl, in my prep bowl, I have ginger, soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of honey, a rice wine vinegar made for cooking, 2 tablespoons of that, and I need to add in 2 cloves of garlic. So I'm going to use our garlic press for that while my oil's heating. And whenever you're buying garlic, if you could buy local, that's fantastic. We have a wonderful farm down the road from us. I can't wait for her to get her garlic ready this year and go buy lots again. Because anything that you can get local tastes really, really delicious, and it's super, super fresh. So, and also when you're buying garlic, make sure that your bulbs are really tightly closed and firm. If they're spread open, that means they've been sitting in the store for a little while, or they took a long time to get to the grocery store. So then with my garlic press, I'm just going to back up a little wee bit for you. I did put that in there, skin and all. You're going to give that a good little press. Going to make sure I don't have any splashing going on here. And voila, we are ready to go. I'm going to give it a little second press because there's lots in there. And cut that off with my tool. Get all that garlic in there. Yum. And then there's my peel with no wasted garlic in there. So I'm gonna do one more clove. And then I can hear my oil starting to sizzle. So I'm gonna put my chicken in. Oh yes, some great flavor going on here. Here we go. So, nice and hot. Putting my chicken in. Now I'm using thighs and legs. You could definitely use just thighs, you could use just legs. If you're a breast person and you like all white meat, you could go ahead and use chicken breast as well. So whatever you have on hand will work with this recipe. I'm just going to brown that up just a little wee bit. It doesn't have to be done very much, like I said. This is just an optional step I like to do in the recipe. It doesn't call for it. Okay, so while that's browning up just a little wee bit, I'm going to add my rice to my ceramic bowl. This is one of the accessories that comes with our set. It allows you to be able to do layers of food all at one time in your pressure cooker. So for example, the rice and the chicken. How about a roast with potatoes and carrots? Or a meatloaf with your potatoes cooking underneath? Or a delicious, fluffy, pressurized omelet, like a frittata, all done in your pressure cooker. So anytime you're finding a recipe out there that says in a bowl, covered, that's where you're going to use your ceramic bowl. So 1 cup of rice, which I did rinse and soak in some hot water for a little wee bit, and 1 cup of water in the ceramic bowl. We're ready to rock and roll with that. We're going to shut that chicken off, and that's just with that X. And now I have my teriyaki sauce. And in it goes. The smell of this is unbelievable. It's so, so good. Okay. Now this is the part that's going to blow you away. Okay, if you were making this in a skillet on top of the stove, or if you were putting this in the oven, you would have to start with fresh, which I did, but you don't have to with this particular recipe. You would also have to be standing there and stirring it and watching it. And it would cook for about 40 minutes on top of the stove. So we're gonna put my lid on top of my ceramic bowl, get it all set in here like this, into my holder, and I'm gonna back up one little step for you. This little rack is sitting flat on top of the chicken in the bottom of the pressure cooker so that I can now lower in my ceramic bowl into it, okay? So that's gonna sit flat on top of the rack. And on goes our lid. Now, one of the most important features with our pressure cooker from Pampered Chef is the safety of how it releases the steam. So this is my steam button where all the steam comes out, looks like a train, like a steam engine. And here is my button which I will use to release. So when I'm putting it on top, I want to make sure that these are both flush and aligned so that it will pressurize for you. Okay, so just nice and flush and lined up. Now I'm going to turn this on to chicken. and I'm gonna change my time. Check this out, 9 minutes, people. We're gonna lower that time to 9 minutes and hit start. So it's gonna take just a few minutes to pressurize, and then in 9 minutes, we're gonna let it just slowly release that beautiful steam. So in about 20 minutes tops, from pressurizing, cooking, and releasing, you're gonna be sitting at your dinner table. Is that not easy? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Pampered Chef, for all these fantastic solutions. And I look forward to cooking with you again and bringing you more solutions. So keep watching Cooking Time with Kim.